2, 3, life is a boss. Yeah. Mastamia, amujende kweka yange nimbareba bona barike. Niba muhingana nketara z'omwezi no bareba barike. Ati nyowe ndyaha nimbaranzya, ninyebuze nse life is a curse. Barike. Ndeba haro bazurwanje, amakagona galyo muzikisa.
We've been in and out of court concerning issues of corruption by some members of the executive and the legislature, the legislature, and it so happened that we didn't know that this issue is going to blow up to some proportion that we hadn't imagined. The issue was about the mabatis, the iron sheets that were meant for the Karamoja vulnerable people. It so happened that the speaker was one among them who was found culpable of benefiting from those iron sheets for the vulnerable people. So around June, July 2023, we set out a campaign to demand that those iron sheets be taken to the rightful people, and those people who are found, who will be found to have taken those iron sheets for personal use illegally should be punished. So we went straight to highlight the Speaker of Parliament as our key suspect. So it so happened that one of us, some three or four of us were arrested, but others did not get their day in court, or others were released on police bond, but the rest had their day in court. Only one had his day in court, where he was incarcerated at Lucida on remand for over 50 days, just about 2 months. To cut the story short, he was charged for malicious use of the computer, an offense under the Computer Misuse Act. So it so happened that the CID at the Parliament were the ones who were trying to organize the charge against one of us who was taken to be the suspect. Now, the jurisdiction where he was arrested, where the press conference or the campaign against the theft of the iron sheets was in Natete. But how the parliamentary police got involved, this is again clear cut that corruption was still being covered. So trying to do what to cover this or this crime. Now, after the gentleman had his day in court, there was no evidence that he misused the computer. There was no evidence that what he said was wrong. Nobody challenged the issue of the iron sheets because it was all over the place that iron sheets were stolen, and the people who were identified as suspects in that theft were all said out. So it so happened that this thing went boiling slowly, up to recently when the UK and the United States came up with sanctions that these people should be sanctioned. And up to now, what is going on in Parliament, members of Parliament are being arrested left, right, and center across the political divide.
I always look at laws, our actions, our added value to again affecting the growth of Africa. Because sometimes we tend to blame um, other people. Even now, you can see that when people talk of sanctions, your speaker has been sanctioned. For me, in my integrity and in my knowing the value of leadership, if I was a speaker or if I was sanctioned, I would definitely resign. Why? I would resign because I would make sure that my name is put under scrutiny. So I would allow people to investigate to see if really I'm wrong, if really I've done something. But you can see people here fighting, even giving excuse, even saying what right does Britain have to sanction, what right does... It is not about who has done it. The question should always be, why has it been done? You see what you have shared, it is more to do with playing with the law, playing with the system. What kind of computer misuse would I be committing if I told you that truth? If I said, you did this and we need to know. You are corrupt and you shouldn't be. What misuse have I done? So from the point of view of my person, I would say, yes, go ahead and investigate. If I know that I'm right, if I know that I have not committed an offense, why should I fear being investigated? But if I know that I've done, that's why I'm blocking here, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. So Mr. Ward is talking, I should put you inside. Okay. Why, for instance, it comes to same like this MP, I don't know him, Kamba. Why would he be rearrested? If you have evidence, present it in court. Challenge the court that I've given you evidence and you have not worked with it. So when you present this to court and the court says, go and I'll give you bail until we further notice, why are you blaming me? Why are you bringing your macho men and carrying me and banging me wherever and no police knows where you are? And you are saying you are growing your country. So for me, that's where I have a problem. And even that's why, like previously, what we were discussing about nations and who is doing this, there's no one who comes from out and destabilizes your country when you don't want. It is you who wants that allows someone else to destabilize your country.
Few months back, when the Madame Betty Olivkanya stood and was like, people are stealing. The first citizen of this country said, leave them. The good thing they are stealing and investing in the country. So, what do you expect people to do? So, which means the first citizen stamped in, as long as you steal and invest here, it is okay. And then when it came to this parliament, it is the 10th or 12th parliament, 11th, saga after saga. For me, I think, as Mr. Howard said, not only the speaker, but I think they would have done it as a good, and they say, no, what, let us go and recall the voting. When you look at France now, they have called voting only because the president thought like when they went into European elections, he was won. So he needs to make sure that people really still need his ideology or institution. We don't even need to check it, but it needs to be stripped away, and we get new people who I think have something for this country, because I think all the MPs don't have anything for this country.